What's going on, guys? It's Suspect here, bringing you guys a brand new YouTube video, and of course, as I said, I'm going to be bringing you guys a recap of what has happened in MLG Orlando 2016 from day 1 and day 2, and my predictions for Championship Sunday. So, as you guys can see now, you see the pools, the final results to the pool. So, in case you guys don't know, the 4 AM teams that made it through from open bracket over to pool play were Bittersweet, Apotheon Esports, Kingsman, and C9. Now, looking at this perspective of everything on the pools, Pool C definitely is the most difficult pool of them all. Like, sure, complexity was like not all there, but it was just the branding, I guess you can say, that really just, you know, it has this intimidating factor, I guess you can say. Of course, FaZe Clan, they went up 3-0, but it was not. It's not that easy as what they made it seem. Like, sure, they got a couple of, they had like 1-3-0. I forgot against 2. I think it was against Complexity. I could be wrong, but it was pretty close for the most part. And then they beat Rise also, and C9 took them to a Game 5 round 11 in that sense. And you know, that's pretty much what happened. And FaZe got first in their pool. Team Envy, like I said, Team Envy and Team Elevate were going to take first in their pool, and E United, I had said they were going to go down to losers. So, Pool A, I pretty much, you know, I saw it coming. Pool B, same thing. I saw that coming. Team Infuse taking that pool. It wasn't easy. You know, I said they were going to take it easily, but they didn't. But nonetheless, they still did it. And Ground Zero did take it. And Apotheon Esports and H2K did fall. Optic and Luminosity, I did say that they were going to take it. Well, I kind of said they were going to take it. And then FaZe Clan and Rise Nation, they were going to take it. So, like I said, all AM teams, usually this happens, all AM teams drop down to the losers bracket. And, of course, I did say E United, H2K, and Team Caliber and Complexity would drop down to losers. So, with that being said, now you can see the winners bracket, and you see Team Envy versus Rise, Optic versus Ground Zero, FaZe versus Team Elevate, and Infuse versus Luminosity. Now, I don't have the updated brackets because they're not released, and I do have work in the morning, and I do want to get my sleep in, so I am making this video, but I am letting you guys know that I do know the results of these matches. So, Team Envy and Rise Nation go to Game 5. Rise, I think they won the Search and Destroy 6-2, I believe, in Game 5. Just, Team Envy got reverse sweeped. Rise clutched up in the uplink so bad, and Octane got an insane interception in the last 3 seconds of uplink, and it pretty much set the tone for the rest of the series. And Rise Nation did successfully get the reverse sweep, putting them in semifinals. Optic Gaming versus Ground Zero. I think Optic Gaming won 3-1. So that would leave Rise Nation versus Optic. Elevate beat FaZe Clan, and Luminosity ended up beating Team Infuse. So, with that, yeah, Luminosity did beat Team Infuse. So then, it was Rise versus Optic, and Rise were up 2-0, but Optic reverse swept them. So, Optic is now in the winners finals. In FaZe versus Elevate, Elevate won, and Luminosity won against Team Infuse and versus Luminosity, and Elevate actually ended up beating Luminosity Gaming. So the finals for winners will be Optic Gaming versus Team Elevate. I think that Optic is going to take that match personally. They're playing. They're not like that dominant Optic Gaming that we all know. But they are definitely playing very strange, and they seem to be making things work in their favor. So definitely don't take them lightly. And of course, you got the losers bracket right here. And one thing that I will say is that Set to Destroy ended up beating, or Kingsman ended up beating Set to Destroy, I believe. Here, let me take a look at that real quick. And I really don't want to make any cuts in that sense because I don't have much time to edit. So, okay, so here we go. Set to Destroy actually ended up beating Kingsman. So, they ended up beating them 3-1. And Allegiance ended up beating E United, Panda Gaming beat H2K, and C9 beat Most Wanted. So then that would mean Apotheon would be going up against Set to Destroy. Complexity will go against Allegiance, Team Caliber versus Panda Gaming, and Bittersweet versus C9. Apotheon beat Set to Destroy 3-1. Complexity ended up beating Allegiance 3-1. TK beat Panda Gaming 3-1, and then C9 beat Bittersweet 3-0. So then it would go up to the next matches where you would see FaZe Clan dropping down into the losers round 3, as well as Team Envious. So FaZe Clan will be going up against Apotheon, Complexity versus Team Infused, Team Envy versus Team Caliber, and C9 versus Ground Zero. FaZe Clan beats Apotheon 3-1. Complexity ends up beating Team Infused in Game 5, so they ended up winning 3-2. Team Envious 3-0, TK and C9 ended up winning in Game 5 against Ground Zero. So in Losers Round 4, you did have FaZe Clan versus Complexity and Team Envious versus C9. This, like, at the time of making this video, like, these matches just ended like 5 or 10 minutes ago, and the results are that FaZe Clan ended up beating Complexity 3-1, and Team Envious ended up beating Cloud9 in Game 5 for the reverse sweep. Cloud9 were up 2-0, so then that would mean that for tomorrow, the matches for Championship Sunday, you will be seeing the losers semifinals, which would be Luminosity Gaming versus FaZe Clan and Team Envious versus Rise Nation. Personally, I think that Luminosity versus FaZe Clan is going to be a really, really interesting game. I can't wait to see that just because they're two big brand names, and of course you have Study on that team, which I love watching Study play, and then Clayster's a really big hype man. So it's basically Study hype man versus Clayster hype man. I would really like to see how that turns out. And then of course you get the Team Envious versus Rise Nation rematch. I don't know how that's going to end up, in all honesty, because in Anaheim, Rise Nation made quick work of Team Envious. In Stage 2, Team Envious made quick work of Rise Nation. And now here, it ends up going to Game 5. So it's a bit of a toss-up, and then you would think, like, well, if it went to Game 5 and Rise ended up winning, that means that they won the Search and Destroy. That probably means they'll win it if it goes to Game 5 again. Not necessarily. The first Search and Destroy that they played in winners bracket round 1, it was actually Team Envy beating them 6-1 in the Search and Destroy, and then in the Game 5, Rise ended up winning against them 6-2. So we'll have to see how that is. I am predicting, like, I don't want to say Team Envious to be biased by any means. I'm actually going to say that it's going to be a very close match. It's going to be a very big toss-up, but if it were up to me, I would say Team Envious will take it. I'm pretty sure they're gonna fix the mistakes that they created, and they're gonna fix it in order for them to cause a win. And between FaZe Clan and Luminosity, I'm predicting FaZe Clan to take it. You know, I do think that FaZe can take it, as well as Team Envious. It would be awesome to see a FaZe versus Team Envious losers final. That'll be sick. So I'm predicting also Optic to be Elevate. And honestly, guys, if FaZe ends up going to losers final, or Envy ends up winning, or ends up going to losers final as well, like if both the predictions are correct, or if at least any of those teams that I predicted go on to the grand final and Optic beats Elevate, we're gonna have an insane matchup and rivalry. Like FaZe Clan versus Optic Gaming, everybody wants to see that match go down on LAN. It'll be great. And if not, you have Team Envious versus Optic Gaming, which is the E Clasico, which I'm actually praying to see that. That would be really, really cool. But that's it for it, guys. Those are my predictions. That's how it all went down. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, rating, subscribe if you haven't already. And I am working on an MLG Orlando montage for when the tournament ends, so just keep an eye out for that. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.